Welcome to this lesson, Hard Work Pays. It is another beautiful term, and we're going to be learning about so many topics. Today we have presidential and parliamentary system of government. The objectives for this lesson are you should be able to know the meaning of presidential and parliamentary system of government, the functions of the president as the head of states, and the head and as the head of government. And you also need to know the characteristics of presidential system of government. What is presidential system of government? Presidential system of government is defined as one in which the head of state of a country is also the head of government. While parliamentary system of government, on the other hand, is a system of government in which the head of state is distinct or separated from the head of government. Now, both offices and functions attached to them are in the hands of two individuals, unlike the presidential system where the two offices are fused. Do we understand? Now, the head of state exercises ceremonial functions, and the prime minister is the head of government, and he exercises executive functions. Presidential system is a system in which all executive powers are vested in one person with the title of the executive president. Now, the constitution of a presidential system of government is supreme and has succeeded in depositing the offices of the head of state and government in the executive president. For example, in Nigeria's Second Republic of 1979 to 1983, President Shehu Shagari was both the head of state and government of Nigeria, exercising executive powers within the system. He was also the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the police. In a presidential system of government, the whole country is the president's constituency and is popularly elected by the electorate, which is the people. Let's look at the functions and powers of the president as head of state. In this system, the president is both the head of state and the head of government. So now let us see the functions of the president as the head of state. Here we have assent. The president has the power to sign a bill into law. Now, he can, however, refuse signing a bill if it's not properly documented until they are corrected or normalized by the two houses. Now, the two houses here are the House of Senate and the House of Representatives. The next here is visitors. Now, the president receives visitors from other parts of the world. That is another function. The next is international conferences. Now, he represents the country at international conferences such as the United Nations Organization and the Organization of African Unity. Another function here is ceremonial functions. When we talk about ceremonial function, the president represents the country at some events like fundraising, taking salute at parade grounds, Independence Day celebrations, and so many other functions in the country. So now let us see the functions of the president as the head of government. As the head of government, what do you think are the functions of the president? Here we have is the head of state and government. Now, the executive president is both the head of state and government in a country. Another function here as the head of government is in control of the department of government known as the civil service. He appoints some special advisors on budgetary matters, political advisor, and advisor on information. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the police. He also initiates the formulation of policies in the country. He prepares the annual budgets. He maintains law and order in a state. Another one here is the appointment of the Chief Justice. The president, the head of government, appoints Chief Justice of the Federation as the accounting officer of the judiciary. And we also have revenue allocation. He initiates moves on allocation or the sharing of revenue among the three levels of government. So then when we talk about revenue, they are the income the government receives from tax payments and other sources in a country. Let's see the characteristics of the presidential system of government. The first here is that the head of state is also the head of government. Now, the executive president serves as both the head of state and that of government in a presidential system. He performs ceremonial and executive functions. The president performs both ceremonial and executive functions in a country. He is also popularly elected by the electorate. Now, the whole country is his constituency. He also appoints cabinet members. Now, he has the constitutional power to appoint any members of his cabinet from within and outside his own party. Now, this president has a fixed term of office. Now, the president is elected for a fixed term of office. For example, in Nigeria, it is 4 years. There is what we call individual responsibility in this system. Now, ministers are individually responsible to the president who appointed them. Now, he therefore has direct control over them. He can also dismiss members of his cabinet or even reshuffle the entire cabinet. And in this system, there's what we call separation of powers. Now, the three organs of government, which are the executive, legislature, and the judiciary, have separate functions in this system. There is also impeachment in this system. Now, the president or the governors of states can be removed by the parliament through the process called impeachment if found guilty of gross misconduct. In this system, there is nothing like opposition party. We also have checks and balances. Now, there is checks and balances among the three organs of government, and the rule of law is in operation in this system. Now we have come to the end of this class. Thank you for being part of this lesson. Until next time, and bye.